Hello everyone, welcome to mindovermania. My name is Christian, and today is going to be today I'm recording another pick a group reading. Today's topic is going to be, what aren't they telling you? This could be just general information. The main vibe with this message is essentially just not specific to romance, but could be a boss, could be a family member, a friend. Take whatever resonates. Only use this reading if it resonates with you. We have 3 piles today to choose from, 1, 2, and 3. They're a little vague on purpose because I don't want y'all to be biased when you pick a pile. But yeah. Anyways, please like, subscribe, comment down below, and if you're interested in booking a personal reading after receiving the messages today, feel free to check out links in the description down below. Without further ado, I will see you at your pile. Hello everyone, you have chosen group number 1, and these are going to be your messages today on what are they not telling you. So one of the messages I first heard whenever I was getting ready to read this pile, I was hearing to slow down, and as I sat, took a couple deep breaths and relaxed and was really feeling in touch, I feel like you really need to get in touch with somebody. Somebody's not telling you something and they need to talk to you, or at least they desperately want to. I don't know why they're like they need to be with you, not necessarily from like a romantic standpoint, but there's something about a topic that just needs to be cleared out. And this is coming from like a loving place. I do feel like you know this person. And I just feel like maybe something unfortunate happened between you two. Yeah, that's just kind of the vibe that we're going off of right now. If that doesn't resonate with you, feel free to check another pile. Or maybe this video is not for you. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's see what card you got, guys. I wasn't thinking. Yeah, again, maybe you guys are a little bit faster paced, or there's just maybe something about you said something without thinking things through. And so what this person's not telling you is they don't know. First of all, what was kind of interesting was someone didn't actually understand what you said. Maybe you said something in passing to somebody, either in an office or in like a family gathering. Maybe you left a vague message on social media, or maybe there's just some kind of a mystery to you where it's like you said something and this person doesn't get you and they want to learn more, but they are kind of concerned about you, or they're having questions. The kind of concern I'm feeling is it's just kind of like it's really coming as a loving message to you guys that they don't want you to keep running away, or there's some kind of like a strategy, but you need to be more clear about your objectives and goals with either a certain situation or a person, or these people in particular. I don't know if this is like a group of people, like maybe your family, maybe it's a friendship. Again, when I was feeling romantic partnership, I don't really feel this person knows you that well, though. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the cards to see what's going out there. Yeah, there's something about, like, I'm hearing, like, what they're not telling you is, like, you're kind of blind to something that's going on behind your back, and I don't know if, like, maybe your spouse or a significant other's going through some things, or, like, there's, like, you don't know what's in somebody else's heart unless you talk to them. And so there's some kind of, like, what they're not saying is they feel like you're obscuring the situation, or you're like, as they're putting it, like you're benefiting from something without acknowledging where you got something from. Yeah, this feels kind of like a collective energy, but it's like it's such a toss up. I don't know if you guys talk to a lot of people, or you're very just inconsistent in your communication, and so it's causing this person and others to kind of question you. Like they feel good about their relationships with you, but they don't understand why you do the things that you do. And they're a little tired of overanalyzing, and they just want you to be straightforward about something you said. Get a good routine. Yeah, so there's something about what this person's not saying. They feel you're unorganized, okay? And again, this isn't meant to be a criticism. It's meant to be good and bad, if that makes any sense. They're kind of like, bad is very light, you know what I mean? Because on the one hand, they like your spontaneousness and they like the fact that you're able to overcome many things and try on different hats. It's just they feel, again, this is their perspective. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's right for you. They feel like you need to have a little bit more self-control and be a little less impulsive. I'm feeling, though, just to kind of defend you guys a little bit, I feel that these people are not used to seeing you in a certain kind of way. Maybe they didn't know that you have mental health issues or ADHD or something else, but it's like, I do feel like there's just like this loving energy of like, how do we get this person to settle down and get into place so they stop acting crazy or so we stop worrying about them? And it's like, well, maybe this person was going through a manic episode and they were undiagnosed, or you know what I mean, like there's kind of like this energy of like they're not understanding your behavior. Your erratic behavior is a little bit more in depth than what they're analyzing right now. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I was immediately called out to, I just got a tattoo today, and two tattoos actually, and I was immediately thinking of like, why did you spontaneously get tattoos? And it's like, well, actually it wasn't spontaneous, but you don't know me that well. And that's where I think there's like a bit of a dynamic between you and these other people, that they don't actually know you that well. You know what I mean? And so that's why I think everything's feeling much more of a cluster and chaotic than it actually is. Fear holds you back. Yeah, some of these guys and girl, well, okay. I was saying guys as a gender neutral term, but there's something about maybe the men in your life really want you to like step forward and showcase yourself a little bit. Again, this is a general energy, so it's not really feeling one way or another, but there's something about you that they know that you're stronger than what you let on, and they want to see that side of you, and they want to vouch for you. There's something about like, it's kind of like your army's waiting, or there's just some kind of like a pull that they're like, come on, like when are you gonna come in there and start kicking ass, you know? And again, that's just the divine masculine side of things. But and with this person in particular, I feel if this is a divine masculine, they're 100% willing to support you all the way. If they're not a divine masculine, or again, take what resonates if you're a different gender or whatever, I still feel like they feel like fear holds you back, but there's kind of also an opposing energy where they have fears for you. Like, I feel like the masculine side, or if this person's more masculine, they're like, well, I definitely think this person can overcome, like, can accomplish anything and, like, overcome anything, and they want to, like, cheer you on, versus, like, those that aren't as masculine leaning do worry about you. You know what I mean? And if anything, they're feeling like, you know, fear is holding you back and they're wanting to rein you in a little bit more, just because they're like, hey, just because the guys in your life are encouraging this does not mean that that's a pathway you should take. And with the I wasn't thinking, I don't know if like maybe you were influenced by some type of linear thinking or whatever with either a social media post or a decision. They're kind of like, they feel like you're still being held by fears of exposing yourself. And again, like this kind of feels like a collective energy. So it's more than one person that's holding this feeling from you guys. I know maybe you have a particular person in your mind, but this is just kind of like a general energy of a lot of people where, yeah, it's just kind of a fundamental misunderstanding, because some people are like, well, you're doing things that are what they would consider self-harm, versus you're like, yay, I'm so excited to express myself. And yeah, I don't think people know you that well, and they're like, it's a new beginning for you, and they're not a part of it. And I think that's kind of what they're not saying too, is that it's like the quiet part out loud is, I don't think they realize that they're losing you, but they don't want to say it, you know, to themselves, if anything. Listen to the signals. Pain isn't always a death sentence. Keep moving. Yeah, there's something about your energy that is really inspiring and lively, and I feel like for what this person's not saying is they just want you to listen. I don't know if they think you're not listening to your spirit guide team, or there's something about like they know you're in pain, but they're like, don't do it that way, you know? But it's also like, again, they're very hopeful. They're very much cheering you on. And they're like, if anything, like they'll listen to the signals. This feels like a little bit more on the maternal side, being like, you know, listen to your body, you know, pay attention, and like, you know, kind of being like, hey, I don't know if I do kind of get this energy vibe that people feel like they need to mother you a little bit, or like you feel like you need to be worshipped or something. There's kind of like just this back and forth energy where I'm like, y'all are not. I'm sorry. I feel pile number one. I feel for you guys because I really don't think people understand you. But the keep moving, they are. This person is not saying that they are trying to cheer you on without fully understanding and getting what you're doing. But again, with like the whole death sentence, it's kind of like some of these people are thinking and feeling like, well, you left this career and you're not going to have a job, or you're not going to be able to take care of your, like, pay your bills. And I don't know, with like Thor's hammer, I'm kind of seeing this whole like you had to put the hammer down with some people and say like, this is who I am now. You got to deal with it. And these people are still like, you're living in fear and you're afraid and you just like come back to the light, when it's like, I am coming to the light. It just doesn't look like yours. You know? Have stronger communication now. So what they're not saying is they want you to communicate to them. Okay, so maybe you cut this person out, or you're just not telling them about things, or I think what's kind of funny about this is these people, or at least this person, is suspicious right now. I don't know if they think you're getting into drugs or doing illegal things, or like, again, it's like maybe you changed your voice, maybe you changed your hair, maybe you changed whatever. And like, I don't know, I'm not really liking the suspicion energy. Because like with communication, I think if this person reached out and communicated their thoughts and fears with you, you'd tell them exactly why you're doing what you're doing. But this person wants you to take that initiative. Because, I don't know, I feel like they feel like they're in the right. Or, okay, the word I'm hearing, like, righteous. You know what I mean? Or it's just kind of like, and like, I don't think their values are wrong. You know what I mean? Because for you, pile number one, I feel like this group, you're a free thinker, but you've had some challenges. And so this person, again, like you, like they're like, they acknowledge, they see you battling something. And so they're saying like, why don't you talk more about what's going on inside of you instead of talking about this or whatever. Like they want to hear about why you're doing the things that you're doing. And with that suspicion, they're like, I don't know if you're being influenced by something else or another person, or like a family, and or like some of them are like, is this money? You know? And I'm just like, what the heck? I mean, I get it. You know, like I think again, they're coming from a very loving place. They just didn't really understand you. And I think they're a little afraid of you. I'm not going to lie. And that's also what they're not saying. You can do this. Yeah, so maybe that's another thing. So I know up until this point, a lot of the messages have just been kind of like, you know, like they just come from a different background, a different lifestyle. And also, too, they have very valid fears. I think, like, the changes you're going through, that would be scary for anybody watching a friend, a family member, a lover go through changes quite so drastic like this. But with the you can do this, I mean, like I said, like, you guys are so loved. Okay, and like, I think even if you are in mild conflict or your strategy doesn't seem safe to them, they are cheering you on and they know that you're going to get through this. They just wouldn't do it that way, and it's very confusing to them. And it's hard. I feel like for some of them, they like maybe they don't want to be friends with you, or they just can't sustain worrying about you, which to me, my argument would be like, well, if you believe in them, why are you telling them who they can and can't be? Maybe this person needs to go through a troubled phase for a bit to understand who they are and why they chose the pathways that they did. Because it's not like they're not going to be a successful person, because they are. With, my eyes are getting drawn to my boy pussy pen. There's kind of something about, like, what this person's not saying is they think you're wimping out on something. Or it's like maybe you're being more vulnerable. Maybe you're shedding more tears publicly. Maybe you're shying away from values that you used to hold. And, or like they may just be blaming your gender on why you're going through this. And they're not saying that to your face, and that's kind of sad, but that's also why you're getting a tarot reader, and that's why they don't want to say it to your face, because out loud it sounds a lot worse than how they're feeling. They're like, oh, well, this is just like something to do with their hormones, or women do this, or men do this at this age, and yeah, they think it's just a phase for you instead of a lifestyle. And that is totally up to them. But that's what they're not saying to you. I'm so attracted to you. Ooh, someone definitely is. Again, like, with that lover energy, only take what resonates if it applies. But, like, I do feel like they're not saying how attracted to you they are, but also they're so proud of you. And I think they're too proud to admit that they're attracted to you. That even though you're going through these changes, they think it's hot and fine as hell. And I think that's where I'm kind of like a little confused with this energy, because on the one hand, some people in this pile, their person's not saying things due to just being traditional, and then other people, it's because they're ashamed of what they're attracted to and what they're seeing. And I think both parties still love you more because they're seeing your strength and they're trusting in you, you know. And I think they just have their walls up and they have boundaries, so they're not going to evoke anything. But with the I'm so attracted to you, like, they still love you, they still care about you. And I mean, they're like, well, you're like even more gorgeous now, geez. And I mean, like, again, some people don't like your changes, but that's not this person I'm channeling right now. I left when I saw you with someone. Yeah. Ooh. Somebody left when they saw you with someone. I don't know if this person's not admitting that they had feelings for you, and they don't want to be around if there's another person around, even though you're not viewing it that way. I don't know if this person feels like replaced by you by someone else. And I think they're like, oh, I thought we were closer than that, or I thought we were best friends, and then now I'm seeing you hanging out with this person who's just like me, even though I'm like, I don't think so. Or maybe you don't feel it that way, but this person is not comfortable and a little jealous. They're not saying that. Yeah, they're just like seeing you like with somebody, and I think like whoever this person is, again, maybe they're a little bit more traditional, or they just don't have the boundaries to understand that it's okay to feel uncomfortable if you're jealous, but like you can also say something instead of expecting someone to come to you and say something about it. You know? I don't know. I think like I'm getting the vibe from this person that they felt they were more special to you than maybe you felt. And like I wasn't thinking, you were kind of just like, well, I'm just like going about my day, living my life. And then this person was caught off guard by something that you said and was like, oh, I didn't know we were like that. I didn't know we were friends. I didn't know we were whatever. And, or just friends. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, I feel like this person wants you to take the blame for something or someone without telling them. Okay, that's really weird. So what this person doesn't want to say is, like, they don't want to admit that it's their fault, that something fell through between you two. But they're trying to make it out to be like, well, you said this and this, and so because you hurt my feelings, you should be coming towards me and apologizing. And it sounds like you did apologize, but it wasn't enough. And I think they were a little caught off guard by the fact that you're not groveling at their feet, begging them to come back. And they're a little offended by this. They're kind of like, what am I, chopped liver? And what they're not saying is it was my fault. But like this just feels kind of like immature or little, I don't know, not to judge this person a little bit, but I'm kind of like, why are you doing this to this person? Like, if, like, say how you feel. And I think they're also not thinking too, because again, they're kind of in their feelings, and especially if they were attracted to you, take what resonates, that only makes it worse. You know, like if this was like a boss or a family member or something else, they're still like, they're not willing to admit that it's their fault, and they're not going to. Finding out the truth crushed me, yeah. There's something about like the thoughts they have about the truth that you're not the person that they're gonna be with, or not the person that you were before, is really upsetting to some people. Like, I thought they were like, oh, well, I wanted them to settle down and get married and live this kind of a lifestyle because it's a good life. You know what I mean? And like, for some people, yeah, it is. I do think, like I said, this is very love-based. in their truth, but it's not your truth. And with the crushed me, I don't know. I think I get this energy that, like, you're being blamed for their thoughts, feelings, and opinions on who they think you are. And that's not your fault. Okay? You know what I mean? You weren't what they imagined, what they fantasized about. And that sucks. You know what I mean? For both parties, you know, because it's like we all do this. We're humans. Um, I just don't think it's okay that they're judging you that way and then withholding information about how much they care about you and how this is affecting them when you're sitting there trying to, like, you're trying to do your best to figure things out. And with, like, the you can do this, it's like, tell them. Why can't you tell people that you are so proud of them and you're cheering them on? Especially if you can't be there alongside them. Sorry, I am being a little judgmental. I'm sorry, Spirit. I'm just trying to sympathize with you guys because, like, you put the hammer down for a reason. You know? And you can do this, okay? And, like, I guess, like, what Spirit's trying to guide me to say, you know, taking my bias out of it, is, like, Spirit is, like, you can do this with or without this person. And understand that in their heart, even if they can't give you what you need in the ways that you want it to happen, you can still receive it. And, like, maybe go talk to this person if you want to be the bigger person, or let's not do it like that. Just basically, like, if you want to figure out what's going on with this person, then say, hey, I saw Christian's tarot reading and I have a feeling that you're disappointed about something in our connection. Let's sit and talk about it. You know? I think that's perfectly reasonable, and, like, you can say, I wasn't thinking about that when I said this. I wasn't trying to dismiss your feelings. I didn't realize that that would hurt you, you know? Yeah, Spirit's just kind of guiding me to say, maybe find out a little bit more from this person. So you can get a clear gauge of what's for you and what's not. Slow, easy, beautiful exhale. It's us always. Yeah, this person thought you were going to be around forever. They thought you were besties. They thought you were their one and only. They thought you guys had a bright future, and realizing that that wasn't the case kind of killed their spirit and hopes a little bit. I don't know if you were, like, supporting someone's business or somebody's projects or path, but, like, they really felt crushed when you left or when it was easy for you to walk away. And they kind of just realized that it wasn't what, as they're claiming to be, like, what you made it out to be. But you might be saying, no, I was pretty clear and definitive. And, yeah, like, you can't win. Or you're feeling that way. Spirit's kind of being like, it's kind of depending on each person's situation, so. I want to see you fly. I'll support you as you soar. Yeah, once again, this just feels very, like, they're not sharing with you how much they really care and appreciate you. And how much they're going to cheer you on when they see you take off and take flight with whatever you want to do. Yeah, again, I just feel like maybe you're leaving this person behind and they're just not saying how frustrating it is that they don't get to be by your side during that path. Because I think they're slowly starting to realize that they were never going to be in the long-term plan. Yeah, and there's something about, like, for you, it's like I wasn't guaranteeing that, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, I thought we were here, but then you didn't do this, so it's like, okay, you know what I mean? I think you're in a more neutral place versus this person's definitely in their head and their feelings. You don't have to be scared. I love you too much to allow it. Yeah, maybe there's something about this connection where, okay, what they're not saying, again, this is from their point of view, they feel like you're too scared to show your emotions and feelings towards them. And I think, like, if you, like, went to this person to talk about it, I think they'd be like, I'll hold a loving space for you. I want to hear your truth. I want to hear all about it. But it's like, I think they already kind of showed you that what they want from you, and that's not in alignment with you. And they're saying, like, it's okay to be scared of the future. You know what I mean? I think they're seeing you also, like, freaking out about different stuff, and they're trying to just, like, say, I have your back. You know, I'm going to love you regardless. And I'm not going to allow bad things to happen to you. And Yeah, like I said, like I think you really do have a permanent, like solid relationship with this person. I mean, it may fade over time, but they're still always going to have warm feelings for you because they know that you care about them. It's just that you didn't care in the ways that they needed. That's what they're saying. Um, but you have to figure out what it is that you want first. And yeah, what they're not saying is like, I want to see you fly and do all these things. But that's, what Spirit's reminding you and them is that, like, well, you get to determine what that looks like. Because soaring and flying for them is different than what that means for you. You know? And I think when people realize that you're not the same, it's going to the truth's going to crush you a little bit. And maybe cause them to realize some things about what they said that really wasn't accurate or the truth, their truth, authentically. Anyways, though, those were your cards. I did have one special surprise card that came out that is not related to this topic, but Spirit wanted me to pull it and keep it separate, which I was like, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and flip it over and see what messages are here. Alright, it's from my romance deck. It says, I saw you love me in a dream once. Where did you go? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this person is asking about where you went. What are your dreams? What are your goals? And it's like, I saw you love me. I don't know if this is a different person or if this is kind of just this energy of like, maybe it's your future self or your past self. And it's kind of like, as you're going through your life's journey and your path, there's always going to be a piece of you that's going to be saying, hey, where are we going now? Why are you taking me this way? What are the choices being made here? How is this going to impact our future? And I don't know. I think Spirit just wants to reassure you that you're loved and that regardless of what choices you make or what failures you encounter or whatever crisis happens, that you love you first, always. And it's okay if you're making difficult decisions about family members, relationships, politics, dreams, all that stuff. And it's going to be hard. And it's important to remember what your dreams actually are and who they're supposed to be with. Because energy, like what I was sensing earlier, those don't come very often. And it's okay that it's hard to let people go, but understand that it's your journey and your emotions, thoughts, feelings, and opinions matter to you first. And I don't know, I'm just getting the vibe to reassure you guys that this person's always going to love you, even though they're not saying it. It's just going to be heartbreaking for them to watch you go if that's something you decide to do and choose. Again, if you have to put the hammer down in a relationship, then that's what you got to do. But where did you go? The version of you that was friends with them first, or in love with them, or I don't know, there's something about something's being romanticized about this path that you're going towards that's not, it's gonna be your journey, and you're not always, there's something about like thieves and stuff. It's like you're not always gonna have the safety and protection of these people if you choose to go down a certain direction in a certain pathway. You get to choose who you become, but who you are in the inside is always going to remain. So choose your pathways and be strong in what you stand in. And you're going to be respected even more for it. Just follow your values and make sure that they are in alignment with your truth and not because that's what you feel, that's what feels good in the moment. You know what I mean? Wow, that was like a really powerful message, guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much, pile number 1, for joining me today. If you enjoyed your messages, please consider booking me for a reading. Links are in the description down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah. Own your choices, y'all. I will see you next time. Take care. Hello, everyone. You have chosen group number 2, and these are going to be your messages on what are they not saying to you? What are they not telling you? Right off the bat, this person's narcissistic. Okay, again, this isn't like an official diagnosis or anything like that, but this person, there's a really icky energy with this person's energy towards you. Like I'm like feeling it in my stomach. It's bad, y'all. I don't know what if there's a kind of conflict between the two of you. I feel like you guys are not speaking with this person, or there's some kind of like a trouble that's going on between the two of you. And what they're not saying is, oh, they're what they're not saying is they're not gonna say it. Let's go ahead and pull the cards out. I am helping you now. Wow. Okay. Whoa, that is very manipulative. Okay. So what I'm feeling for this group number 2, what they're not saying is they think by treating you a certain kind of way that they're helping you see the light. Like, this feels like a trickster person. Oh my god, like, who are you guys talking to? Oh my gosh, like, this person is like, I don't know if this person has a strong religious background, like the I am. Like, they feel like they genuinely believe that they're like God and they can do no wrong. So any thought, feeling, emotion, whatever that comes to their head it's like a narcissistic projection, but they can't tell the difference. And so they think they're like psychically channeling things when it's really just their own thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And I feel like, I don't know if you guys are very spiritual, and I don't know if you're just using this reading to check in to see like what's up with this person. Is this person like actually legit channeling something, or are they just talking out of their ass? I think this person needs help. I think that's what's happening. Because this person, I don't mess with this kind of frequency typically, you guys, just because this specifically feels like spiritual narcissism. This is like, I can't change my belief system fundamentally because of what I am. And you're gonna have to deal with it. And you're gonna have to like, they're like, this is definitely the kind of person that will shove their political beliefs down your throat, and they'll manipulate you into them. So this is kind of like the energy of like, maybe you're dating and you're like, okay, I'm a Republican and I'm a Democrat, but you know what? We really like each other and we can overcome this. This person, it doesn't matter what their political belief is, this person will literally sit there and be like, all right, you believe this for right now, but I'm going to slowly erode your boundaries. I'm going to pull back, I'm going to pull you in and do all this stuff. And it has nothing to do with loving you. They think that because of where you're spiritually aligned and how it's different from you, they're going to, it's a trap. Like, I just keep hearing it's a trap. Let's go ahead and pull the cards. I don't even know what kind of cards are going to align with this. What they're not telling you is you can do better than that. You can do better than that person. You can't do better than me. This is a very controlling, narcissistic type energy. I know I've been repeating myself, but it's like, it's almost like if you make a mistake, it's constantly like, well, why don't you just try harder? It's very critical. It's very like, they think like if you don't talk to somebody, it's manipulation. Or it's like if you, yeah, like they think that if something doesn't meet their standards, they're like, well, you can just do better, instead of just admitting your limitations as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, this person does not care about if you have a mental illness, if you are struggling right now, maybe your grandma died, maybe something happened. This is literally like, so what? Who cares? Get up and do better. But it's like, it's not coming from like the encouraging space. It's literally just this like, I did better. Look at me. Because I'm superior because I don't have empathy. And this person's just lost track of reality. Love yourself through this. I think this person feels like a lot of that love yourself stuff is kind of bullshit. Or this kind of feels like what they're not telling you is okay. I mean, I don't know if this is valid for you guys or not, but like when they're saying love yourself, what they're not saying is they feel like you're a doormat. Um, and they think that when you're doing something towards them, either coming towards them and talking to them a certain kind of way, they think you don't love yourself. When you're being kind to them, when you're talking about social justice or any of that stuff, they just think you guys don't love yourselves enough. Because that's how a narcissist works, is they think they're superior to everything, and they think that if you loved yourself as much as they love themselves, um because they get away with things, that's why there's problems in your life. Money is coming your way. So this person, what they're not saying is they know that you're very valuable. Not in their way, but there's something about their psyche, and what they're not saying is they know that you're going to accumulate money. And that's why they're coming towards you. And what they don't like is, for some of them, oh god, I hate this. They literally resent the fact that you can make money without them. They genuinely don't want you doing things your way because they want control. They literally are like, that's stupid. And it's not a matter of, oh, you're doing something differently than me. Great, we're like making progress on this. It's kind of like with math problems. It's like you can come to the same conclusion with different equations. To them, it's like, even if you get the same results, they're like, your way is wrong because it's not my way. No discussions. Yeah, because to them, it's like, they're like, well, I'm God. And I'm like, what? Think bigger. Okay, what they're not saying is they think that you're not seeing the big picture. They think that you can do more if you started something about like acknowledging your roots. I don't know if this is like a very traditional person or just somebody that like they don't get being excited over the small things. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, man, I really enjoy having a nice warm cup of coffee with my best friend. And they're like, I can understand being with your friend, but like to them, they're literally like, who cares about a damn cup of coffee? There's a war going on. There's money to be made. There's whatever. They're like, think bigger. And it's like this projection of grandiose, like, why don't you understand? Yeah, they get very frustrated that you don't have bigger thoughts than just enjoying your life. I mean, this person could be smart, but it's mostly coming from ego. What's the point? Why are you doing this? Yeah, what this person's not telling you is they think a lot of the stuff you're doing is pointless. They think, like, well, why would you get a tattoo when it doesn't mean anything? And it's like, well, it just ruins your body. Or, like, why did you change your hair? Why? Like, what is the point to you doing things? Because to them, everything's about money, power, responsibility. Um, yeah, this feels like a neuro. If they're not a narcissist, they're neurotypical, and they just don't like different people. They think you're a wimp for what you're doing, and they don't want to say it outright. I mean, they probably have, but well, okay, this is a reading about what they're not saying to you, but it's kind of like they've been saying it very subtle ways, and they're just like trying to disrespect you and slight you for things that you're not even aware of because you don't care. You don't play like this. Think carefully about the outcome you want. Yeah, so there's something about your relationship with this person where they're like, you gotta be cunning and like think before you speak to me. You know what I mean? Like they're not saying that because they think that they have to come in and punish you to keep you in alignment. They're like, well, okay, Snowflake, like, yeah, go ahead and have your fun. But, like, I can always whip my gun out and, like, take care of you and blah, blah, blah. I can still be more powerful and stronger than you. Oh, God. Oh, I know what this energy is. This is. Man. Y'all, please stay safe from this person. If it doesn't help, remove it. Yeah, I think, like, what they're not saying is if you're not helpful to them, they're gonna remove you immediately. There was no connection. This was kind of just heartless whatever. So, for example, if you're no contact with this person, they're kind of like, oh, well, they're removing me, but why would they remove me? And they're kind of like questioning it for a minute. And then with like removing it, maybe they tried removing you in some way, but I feel like you were blocked from some experiencing something or some kind of a move. Um, yeah, and they're kind of just confused because they're like, but I'm helping. I thought I was doing this person, like, I thought I was saving this person because they're so inconsiderate towards others with their existence. They don't fit in. It's a mental illness. It's, yeah, they're like, I'm helping you by helping you come back to the light that I represent. This is a solid plan. So what they're not saying is they know you're smarter than what you get off or give off. They know that you can actually take care of yourself. And they're not saying it. Because deep down in this person, they're not solid within themselves. And so they're very scared and intimidated by someone who does not play by their rules. Because they don't understand it. Because they're God. So if world does not adhere to their strict views, anybody who deviates from that is an abomination. But when you come forward with facts, logic, opinions, I mean, opinions don't work with this person. If you bring forward facts to this person, fundamentally, when it clicks in their head that it's solid, they hate you even more. Because you're rejecting their reality. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, the so-and-so type person is making sense to me. They're not speaking to me. What? Oh, did you piss off a narcissist? This is so funny. Baby steps. Yeah, they think you're a baby or a child. Oh my gosh, like the mockery in this pile. What they're not saying is they think, like, they believe in their head that they are leading you slowly towards back to reality or their reality. And they just think it's going to take some time. Like, the way this energy feels, this is like, I know. They'll slowly start to crawl back when they're not making enough money, when their boundaries fall apart, when they don't know how to talk to other people. I feel like you rejected this person. Hands down. Like, this is like narcissism to a T because they are spinning out of control. But inside, they're fine. Oh my god, I'm literally seeing. So, I don't know if y'all have watched The Boys, but there's a character called Homelander where, you know, when he starts to question himself and, like, yeah, it's like in his mind, he's like, everything's cool because I'm Homelander. I'm like the most powerful superhero out there, and like everyone has to listen to me. And you're sitting there being like, I don't care. And like, you even just saying that, you just set off a chain reaction that there's no going back from this person. Like, you're gonna be hated for a good long time between them and your family. I know I was a distraction from your pain. Yeah, they know you're hurting. They know that you, when you came running after them, trying to like do your whole good shtick, they were distracting you from your path intentionally. Which, this is what their job is spiritually, as well as what they do to people, is they want to distract you from meeting your goals. because they can't stop you. So what they're going to do is they're going to do their little narcissistic tactics. They're going to love bomb you. They're going to love triangle. They want to see you in pain. That's what they're not telling you. It's kind of funny because like this person likes seeing your pain and then like playing with you. It's like a toy. And they're just really, what they're not saying is they're focused on your pain. Like they genuinely want to inflict harm on you. And they don't want you to be successful. Or at least more successful than them. That you always have to be lesser in their eyes. We will be together again. Oh, please don't go back to this person. I don't know who this person is, if it's a family member, a boss, a lover. This person genuinely believes that you're going to come crawling back to their ideology, to their world. You're going to be a family again. Because they think you need them. Way more than you actually do. I wish I could share my good news with you. What they're not telling you is they want to show off to you. I'm sorry, I'm trying to not laugh. This is just so serious. I'm sorry, like, just the ego on this person. They're literally like, well, if that person hadn't slighted me, I want them to be here to tell me I did a good job and to prove that I'm better. That I was successful. Meanwhile, they're in the news for doing some shady ass shit. And it's kind of like, what's funny about this is it's like, they could be doing all this god-awful stuff, but they did one good thing. Maybe they, I don't know, I'm hearing like a music video or whatever, and they're like, yeah, look at how many views we got. But like, meanwhile, they're like getting sued for something else, for defamation or for whatever. You know what I mean? It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, this is just like classic narcissism to a T, because it's like they literally want to like share their pain with somebody, and they can't do that with you now. They can't have access to your energy in your head anymore. And that's a good thing. I'm hearing like good news. You know, the good news is you've identified this frequency and what they were actually trying to do. You thought they were trying to love you. They were trying to love bomb you. But, you're dealing with a narcissist, honey, and a clever one. That's what's interesting. Like, this person's not stupid. They've been doing this. This is like a generational type of narcissism that was ingrained from father to son. Strategic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this war's been going on a long time with this person and their family. That's why you're gonna blow... Something's getting blown up. I don't know if you blew up on somebody, but someone's gonna blow. Because this isn't sustainable. Like, I'm literally feeling like the left side of my mouth. I was like, are they having a stroke? Like, holy shit. Like, someone might be manifesting really bad energy towards you, and it's all gonna backfire on them because it's all them. They don't want you to succeed or feel good ever again if you're not either with them, with their body. Like, they want your body. Many masks, the authentic self. Yeah, so what they're not sharing with you is that they have rotated masks a lot when it comes to you. They've showed you different angles and sides of them. And that's who they authentically are. Is they're a shell that wears masks. There's a void there. And you can't avoid the void, guys. Like, I'm sorry. Like, just because you love this person, there's a void inside that man, that woman, that person. And they're like a paper doll that is always trying to fit in, never trying to stand out. And they don't want you to know. Because they can't go on without a host. And now, you can always spiritually recover from this. You know, like I'm seeing with my Sonic the Hedgehog, like the gotta go fast, you know what I mean? It's like, you can overcome this frequency, but it's not gonna be with you, pal, too. Definitely not you. You're being protected. Hella. We've got Perfect Storm. The courage to step into life. Oh my gosh, I heard it was like the courage to step out. Yeah, I don't know if you stepped, like, it's kind of like you're used to stepping in line, and the moment you stand out, everyone knows it's over. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you finally watch in a movie the protagonist, like I'm seeing like with the Hunger Games, when Katniss like steps out and says, "I volunteer." Oh my god, I'm getting such a headache from this person, guys. I'm sorry to channel them. But like I'm seeing like the lightning bolt that's coming from this crow. There's like all these eyes, like when the spiritual warfare gets real. And again, I don't want to claim that it's war, but like I feel like this person wants to fight. Meanwhile, your spirit guide team is saying it's a war within, you know? And like I said, like when you step out of line, it's over. Because everybody knows you've already won. This narcissist doesn't know, but everybody else in contact with you and this other person knows that when you start keeping your eyes open and not shutting down anymore, it's literally the perfect storm. I don't know if this is like you got involved in a divinely orchestrated mess, but like, I'm sorry, you're gonna blow shit up for a lot of people. And you're gonna be like, yeah, mess around and find out. Yeah, this person's not sharing the chaos that you caused them. Yeah, maybe kind of bringing this back into it, like with 44, that's my spiritual number. But more specifically, I'm seeing that, like, I don't know if you shot a lightning bolt into this person's chest. It's kind of like, I feel like it's like the final boss that you're fighting, and then you do like the final blow, and then you're just watching this person deteriorate. It's like, again, I just feel like you showed up in this person's life at the perfect time to mess everything up for good. Because they needed to be taken down. And what they're not acknowledging is they're so used to churn and chaos. And so when you don't participate and play that game, they lose. Because if you can't be swayed by chaos, if you can't be deterred by non-objective thinking and being and criticizing, like, you know what I mean? It's like, to me, I just see you laughing in their face and the ungodly amount of fear that this person has of you. They're not saying that at all. Like, literally everything up until this point was just this nasty ass, like, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. And then, like, you just blew it all to pieces by just showing your heart and by stepping out of line. It wasn't even a lot. You know what I mean? I think that's what's kind of crazy about this person too, is when this narcissist realized, or realizes, because if you're still in the cycle with them, when this narcissist realizes that you don't play by the rules and you're not playing the same game, especially when you're like spiritually in alignment with highest good stuff, like, to you, you're seeing all the stars and all the amazing people out there and all the light that, it's like the lights are getting turned back on as you go out there and start, like, either saying your truth or treating other people kindly and not backing down. I'm seeing like their eyes rolling into the back of their head. Yeah, this literally, it looks like a video game. Like, this is like the final boss, and all these people are just waiting to turn their lights back on. They want the beast, the final boss, to be taken over or taken out. Finally, I don't know how to feel okay or what that looks like. Yeah, what they're not saying to you specifically is they don't know. Like, even as I'm sitting here trying to channel this person, like, it gets caught in my throat. Like, if you came up to them and were genuinely kind to them, even after you defeated them, they're like, they don't know what you're doing. It's not a, oh, I'm being narcissistic, or like I'm trying to be like nasty. Like, they genuinely don't know. It doesn't register to them that that's what kindness feels like. Or what kindness looks like. My bad. And there's something about, like, maybe they make fun of your appearance a lot. Because, and there's something about, like, just feeling okay that I don't think this person wants to admit that you actually make them feel okay. And it's starting to register. And that's why they're so afraid of you. Because deep down, like, again, narcissists are people, right? That have been deeply, deeply wounded. And they're obsessive and hateful and all this other stuff. But deep down, I mean, like, I was about to say they are worthless. I'm like, they're not worthless, but they say that. That is their inherent, like, deep-rooted core wound. And so when you can not only love them as monstrous as they are behaving and still say, okay, you done now? You ready to come back? Okay. And, like, just healing people's demons, like, I saw, like, what that, like, this person can't even speak. And they're gonna short circuit for a bit. But I don't know, you guys are healers, so I don't know what kind of work y'all are doing out there, guys. But all I can say is thank you for continuing to be you. Thank you for continuing to fight for what it is you believe in. And there's kind of like this wish that I do feel like this narcissistic type person was wishing for someone like you to get them to back down. Because I think, like, even a narcissist knows that there's a certain point where their behavior becomes too powerful for them to control. And I think they're just really afraid and scared. And I think you guys have good enough boundaries to know that, like, it doesn't matter if you love them, it's not going to go through to them. But something that you did set off a chain reaction that, as everybody around them started realizing the Emperor had no clothes, you're going to get a lot of compliments. But I don't think that's, like, your point. I don't know, with 38, maybe you're 38 and this person's 44, there's, like, maybe an age gap. Similar age range, but, like, I don't know. This person's getting godsmacked, and I don't think they're ever gonna let you know, but I think we're all gonna know what happened. Like, I literally see you, like... Yeah, this just feels very spiritual, you guys. I'm sorry. I mean, if it's not, it's not, but, like, I am 99% sure that's the reason why you're coming to a tarot reading, because, please be safe. But, okay, I shouldn't even say that. You guys are fine. Wow, that energy is really intense. Anyways, though, y'all, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you, and the love you're sending. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and yeah, let me know what your stories are with this person, because, whatever it is you did, it's making an impact. Maybe it doesn't feel like it, but it definitely is. And I think you set off a chain reaction that there's no going back from, so all I can say is stick to your guns and your boundaries, people. I'm really proud of you for staying true to yourself. Anyways, I will see you around. Take care. Bye. Hello, everyone. You have chosen group number 3, and these are going to be your messages on What Are They Not Saying? Wow, I feel like you guys have gone through a lot. Maybe you guys have been crying lately. I was hearing the word echoist recently, which is like a term for someone who has been abused by a narcissist. And is, like, kind of struggling with all of that stuff in the background. I feel like in regards to you and this person, you don't know how it's going. I feel like maybe you want reconciliation within your heart space. However, your head is saying, no, 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 please God, no. And you don't really know where to turn to at this point in time. Yeah, I mean, like, last reading was pretty intense, and so I don't know if I'm just feeling the ramifications of that, or you guys are in just this headspace of just, like, you're just crying a lot over this person. Um, or just in general. Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what the cards are about. Of what are they not saying to you? Do you feel my touch? It's funny, because right before I flipped that over, I was feeling like, what they're not telling you is that they feel you. They feel your perspective on this situation. I don't know what you've done, because, like, I feel like maybe, I don't know if you hurt this person or you didn't know what was going on between the two of you. But what this person's not saying is, I was just about to say, like, he knows. You know what I mean? This person knows the harm that they caused you. And with touch in particular, I do feel like there's, like, this unspoken feeling between the two where it's like, I want to touch you, but I can't. Maybe there's, like, a touching the pain away of just, like, crying together, healing together, like rubbing arms or back rubs or something like that. But there's something very just somber. Yeah, because I'm hearing, like, hymnal music, so I don't know if people have died, a situation died, or something in the past came up. Do. That's kind of interesting, too, because it was kind of like a, again, with church hymns, I was like, I don't know if this was like a spouse or like, there was kind of like this I do feeling of like, I do feel that way about you. I'm just caught in the crosshairs. I do feel what this person is also not saying, though, is like they feel pretty worthless and shitty right now about themselves and about others, but about what, more specifically, what went on between the two of you, and like they can't face you. With touch, I feel like it's just kind of like, it just feels like a ghost, like literally just wanting to, like, yeah, okay, so what this person's experiencing is they're quite literally, like, feeling like they live in their imagination trying to connect with you. They're not saying that because they feel so awful, and again, they feel like they're like, wow, I'm, like, really messed up if I'm, like, fantasizing and romanticizing getting to even touch their energy. Or just your person, just to, like, try to reassure you as they've been feeling you crying or bawling, as they're saying. Yeah, this person, what they don't say is they feel very protective about you. With this Thor hammer, I feel like this person's, like, literally willing to pick up their sword to come run to you and protect you. But then they're like, I need to protect you from myself first. And then they get sad and lonely and depressed, and then they curl up. I cannot change others to make me feel safe. Yeah, they're not saying that they can't change. And again, I know the card says I cannot change others to make me feel safe, and maybe this person tried to do this to you in the past, or you tried to do this to him, but there's something about them where they fundamentally feel like they can't change what they're doing to themselves, to other people, and this person's just kind of given up. That's what they're not telling you, is they don't want you to feel bad of them not showing up for you in the ways that you want, because they know what they're doing is wrong, but they don't know how to stop it. And they feel like staying away from you will make you feel safe. And make them feel like you'll be safe if you're not around this person in that way. Because again, maybe this is someone you work with, and so again, there's this feels just very somber, so to me it's almost kind of like, well, why are you working so sluggish or whatever? And this person's just like, I don't care. This person feels very depressed, guys. Please make sure you reach out and check in on them. My anger is not bad or evil. Yeah. So what they're not saying about your... I think this person knows you're angry. But they're also owning that their anger is justified as well. They just don't know where to put it. because it gives them anxiety to be angry at this point, because they're like, if I lash out to one more person, am I screwed? Am I never gonna see this person again? Yeah, this person's like, they really think there's like something evil inside of them when they're just a person, you know, but they don't know how to accept themselves that way. Speaking of accept, I accept that not all love is made for me. Yeah, what they're not saying to you is they don't feel like you're a good match for them. Um and they're like, not all loves and love interests work out. Again, this is what they are not telling you, how they feel. And what's sad is they're also like, love isn't made for me. You know, especially not with this person. You know what I mean? Like, it keeps like spinning back to them, where they're literally just like, I'm just a ghost of myself in a shell, and like, I wasn't ever made to be loved. I was just put on this earth to be punished. Um, and that, like, you know, the prison I created is made for me, and I need some help, but I don't want you a part of that because I'm healing. And I just hope you understand that the shell I'm making around me is made for me. And to not feel bad that you weren't expected to come with me for that journey, inward anyway. It's like, it's okay that, like that's what they're trying to say, is they're like, it's okay that you care and that you want to support, but like you're not understanding where I'm closed off. Something about clothes too. I don't know. There's just something about like, I'm closed for business. Like, it's over. I don't know what you want from me anymore. I'm not being mean for telling others now. Oh, I'm not being mean for telling others how they hurt me. Yeah, I think this person doesn't know how to communicate in an authentic, healthy way that you hurt their feelings. Pretty bad. I don't know if maybe they were trying to be real with you and you cut this off or you dismissed it. Um, yeah, there's something about this person, like, they feel like they lost control over this situation with you, and what they're not saying is they feel like you're telling other people lies about them, and they all right, Spirit's telling me like they're misinterpreting this, but again, this is what their thoughts and feelings are. They feel like you're telling other people about how much that this person hurt you. Pile number 3. They just assume that you're running around talking shit to everybody and telling everybody you're this big ass fraud and whatever. Which, if I'm being perfectly honest, group number 3, I don't think you are. If anything, I think you guys are like, you can change though. You can change others. Maybe you're a little stubborn and hopeful, but you're kind of just being like, come on. You're like I know you're depressed right now, but you can recover. You know what I mean? You're not a wuss. You're not like a whatever. And I don't know, this person they just think you're just talking trash to every person under the sun who will listen. And I mean, maybe you were upset, but you weren't like going off telling the whole world, you know what I mean? Not unless you were ready for it. I'm not defined by my relationships to others. Yeah, what they're not telling you is they don't know how to let go of a certain situation. I don't know if this person's divorced. Maybe they had a really bad breakup between them and someone else that they thought someone that they exposed themselves to, we'll just word it that way, who caught them off guard and hurt them very, very deeply. Yeah, it kind of feels like they died. And like with my relationships, it's just kind of like, I feel like this person knows about their other relationships or whatever. I don't know if you caught them having an affair, or like maybe you saw someone you weren't supposed to, or you messaged somebody you weren't supposed to. But there's something about this energy of like not being defined. They don't know how to not be defined by others because they are always in the wrong in their mind. And to this person, what they're not telling you is they're like, these are my relationships, not yours. And you don't know what my thoughts, feelings, opinions, and emotions and what's most important to me. Oh god, this is like the softest, saddest, like, but like you, pile three, you are what mattered most out of all this. And that's who I can't forgive myself for. And then, like, my relationships to others, I was about to say relationships with others, is hurting because I can't go back on what I said, what I did, and there's like no hope. And this person doesn't know how to come back home. But you have hope, though. But this person doesn't. I do not need to have an opinion on anything, even if it displeases others. Yeah, this person struggles with not shutting the door and leaving some of their rants and monologues behind closed doors. They're kind of used to just displeasing others, but now they're realizing the repercussions of their actions, and they're having a hard time. I don't. This just heartbreak energy is just like what they're not saying is like they know you know. Because I was about to say, it's like, oh, their heartbreak energy is just like spilling out everywhere. And they were like, it's not just spilling out, it's just, I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like, I'm done. Like, my life is over. Everything I cared about is in the past now, and there's not really a future. Aww, like I'm kind of seeing like this energy of like, like with the Sonic the Hedgehog over there, I'm seeing like Sonic literally being like, yeah, I'm not the fastest hedgehog in the world anymore. And I don't know what to do next about that. But it's like, it's not even like, he can't even walk, he's just like standing there. Okay, think rationally. What they're not telling you is they want you to really reconsider your relationship and your values in regards to this relationship between you and them. I think what they're not saying is they want you to think more than feel because they already know how you feel. They know that you love them unconditionally or worse, as they're putting it. But to them, they're like, they want you to think more than you feel about what you're getting into when it comes to having a relationship with them. I don't know, for some reason, like the word boss keeps coming in, and it's kind of just like, again, this is heavy energy that it's very much like it's over. This is a sinking ship. So, like, if you want to join a sinking ship, go for it, but you won't be happy when the ship sails off into the sunset without you and it's not coming back. So, you get to make a choice of who do you want to turn into, where are you going, and just understand that if you try to move towards this person or this situation and try to fix it, it's a sinking ship. There's no going back home after your relationship with this person because they feel like they won't be able to give you what you need and deserve, and that's why they're not coming towards you. um Let it go. Yeah, they're not telling you that they really want you to let them go. Um, Simply because they want you to be happy. There's also something about like they want you to be able to have children someday with someone who will take care of them. And they're really trying to say like, I'm not trying to be mean in this way. It's genuinely, as they're putting it, they're like, I don't have a will to live, and you won't Like, our relationship, you won't be able to individually fix me. You know what I mean? They're trying to say, like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna come in and we're gonna have this great relationship and I'm gonna be back to normal. There's no going back to normal with this person. They've fundamentally changed. They're rooted in self-harm energy, you know? And so, if anything, they just don't want to see you cry anymore about them. I don't know, maybe this is their higher self. I have no idea. But, like, what they're not saying is they just want you to let this go. And, like, maybe friendship's a possibility, but, like, they can't manage towards anything else. I don't know. Like, I noticed, like, the energy was like, well, maybe friends? And it's just like, I don't know, maybe frozen significant too, because I was like, let it go. Like, I don't know. There's just something about, like, I think they see your power and your worth of trying to change them. I don't know, there's this person's energy doesn't make any sense because it's like it started off really depressing and then I'm kind of feeling like there's a little bit of like with this let it go, like when I started singing let it go, like when they start like singing again and start like being themselves again, I don't know, maybe they're gonna go back to you or something or go back, like they're gonna get their feet back underneath them and they're gonna continue on their way. But again, you can't control how this person thinks, behaves, and feels. And if it's not on your timeline, then it's not going to work out. Stand up, fight. Yeah, what this person's not telling you is they want you to stand up and fight and go continue on and be the best version of yourself. With fighting, I feel like they want you to fight the urge to go back. And they want you to make choices. They're like, hey, if you've got all of these amazing things going for you, why are you choosing to stick around me when I need to heal? When you should be out there changing the world and doing the things that mean a lot to you. And as they're putting it, like, I'm not by your side or in the ways that you think I can be, but I'm still gonna look up to you. Aww. I don't know if they see you as a hero. I don't know. I kind of feel that's like kind of mutual. Like you both are kind of like acknowledging each other that you're like both kind of really amazing people. That it was just like right person, wrong time. I do think what this person's not saying to you is they don't fully know how you feel. They think I feel like sometimes they sense your emotions, but they don't actually like get the whole compassed feeling. I don't know. I'm kind of just like again, I'm channeling their energy, so that's why I'm keeping this accurate. But me on the other hand, I'm like, okay, anyways, next card. I love you too much to let this go. Don't go. Yeah, I think like even though like because again like now that energy is kind of coming back, now that they got that off their chest, they're kind of just like, but also please don't go. Like they're kind of like I think that's why it's so depressing to them is they're like they have hope for this connection even if it displeases others. Um yeah, there's something too though about like you and this other person again, even if it's not romantic, like there's something about you two being together, either being friends or even relatives or whatever. Like you neither of you want to leave, right? And but the displeasing others, I do feel like you guys are gonna have to set some boundaries, and also you're gonna upset other people with y'all's authenticity if you go towards this person. And like you don't need to date this person or you don't need to have this person in your life. That's what Spirit's trying to say. But like neither of you want to leave. And you're not being mean or selfish or whatever for wanting that. And I think there's kind of like a conflict between the two of you where it's like accepting the love that is made for you, even if that displeases others. And that's where Spirit's like, let it go, like, go be free, go be happy. You know what I mean? And you guys are like crying because you can't be with each other, or because of something that was said, or like, I don't know. There's like, yeah, geez, it's time for me to heal now. Yeah. You know, this person just wants time to like stick to themselves for a little bit and just think rationally. Yeah, do you guys mirror each other a lot? Because it's kind of like all of that stuff up until this point, I was like, okay, I get that. But then it's like, I look at some of these cards and I'm like, this is what Spirit's being like, okay, like, it's not as dreary as you think, you guys. Shit. But healing now, that is what this person's not saying, is they are focused on their healing path. Those aren't just words. Um, it's just they're trying to fix instead of change. You know what I mean? That's a very different mindset. And especially if you're healing from people like pile number 2, like, that's gonna take a while. I wish I could take back my words. Oh my god. Fuck. Ow. Oh my god. Guys, like, the crying this person's had. Oh my god, like, this is like... Yeah, this isn't just like normal crying. This is like ugly crying. This is like heartbreak on a level that you don't even understand. I mean, maybe you do, but like, geez. There's like so much of like wishing upon a star for something different, for something to change between you and them. And what I'm feeling this person is not telling you is they feel like their words don't matter. Which isn't true, but you know, that's how they're feeling, and they're not telling you that they don't. There's just this energy of like they don't want you to come back because they don't want to talk to you that way anymore or ever again. And like, again, displeasing others, there's still that energy of like, if you two got together, everything, the world's gonna end. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are living in two different worlds or two different brainwaves. I don't know, something's not making sense. I look for you everywhere. What they're not telling you is I don't know if they watch your social media, there's something that they want to expose. And it's like they're looking forward to it. I don't know if they've been working on themselves, or it's kind of like they want to like make this big comeback, you know, and they're really, what they're not telling you is they're really hoping that you're looking towards them, that even though you guys aren't together or not watching everything, they want you to see them be successful. So like, again, for some reason a business is coming through. So for example, like, say they're like, okay, I want to show off our new product and all the sales we're going to pull in. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, again, take what resonates, but it's like also like if it's like a family member, they're like, yeah, I want to show off my new wedding ring, or like I want to like prove to my family that I can have a stable job and I can look good again, and like, yeah, but like the I look for you everywhere, like, oh god. Sorry, I almost started crying. It's kind of like every time they look out in a crowd of people, they're hoping that they see your face. Um, because they light up when they see you there. And they don't want you to be sad and think about all this other stuff that happened. And even if it's displeasing to others, they're still going to absolutely adore you and everything that you stand for. And that's why, even if they don't feel like they have the strength, even though Spirit's saying you do, they're saying stand up and fight, you know, for what you believe in. And let it go. You know what I mean? Let loose. You know, like they're like, let out your passions. Go be yourself. You know? And yeah, that's not what they're saying. Jesus, guys. Why are y'all doing this? This is supposed to be like, I was hoping it was going to be tea. Instead, you're like making me cry. Alright, please forgive yourself. So what they're not telling you is they don't want you to feel bad for this connection not working out. If this is a connection with like a family member or something like that, like they want you to know that, I don't know, like they're still in love with someone, or like there's just kind of like this energy of like they know you weren't at fault, and they're not telling you that because they don't want to bring it up. They don't want to disturb the peace that's already kind of happened as a part of the aftermath. And yeah, there's like something about yourself. Like this person wishes that you saw yourself in the same light that they see you. There's just also like this heavy family energy where they're just like, hey, like, we know you messed up, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Because I messed up too. Yeah, I just, my eyes are focused on yourself. You know, maybe that's what they're trying to say, focus on yourself. You know, it's okay if I seem far away. Yeah. It's intentional, but it's also kind of not. You know what I mean? Like, they would be by your side tomorrow and, like, give you the whole world if they could, but you are far away. Or it just, you feel very far away to them right now. And, yeah, the words I'm focused on, like, the okay, where they're just kind of like, okay, that's how you feel, then okay. Sad. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like they're not, like, what they're not saying is, like, it's not okay. They're just kind of saying okay. Like I will be okay, but I'm really not okay with being this far away. Um, and finally, I'm going through my life review. Oh yeah, yeah. You're causing this person to question every single value system under the sun. Like, I don't know why, but I just see this person like bringing out this book of like they're looking up like Hindu religion and philosophy and all these other places because they're trying to figure you out, which I think might be an exaggeration, but maybe it's not. I don't know. For some reason, maybe this person puts you on a pedestal and they don't tell you that, but they're like, I literally see them with the life review. Like, I don't know if you just like showed them who they were, both the good and the bad. I don't know. I don't know if they think you're like a philosopher or they just have a lot of respect for you or just like, I don't know, like, they view you as very wise. And they're not telling you that because, like, again, obviously all this other shame and stuff, but with, like, the life review, the reason why they're not telling you about it is because, like, it's a review. And this is kind of secret. And you may be skeptical of it, but, like, with life review, to me, they're trying to determine who they're going to be next. They honestly, and like, again, they honestly don't know if they want to go back to you. Not because you wouldn't make them happy and all that, but part of it's because they believe you deserve better, and part of it's because they want to really let go and change. Because whatever you told them and did, they don't want to go back to where you're at right now. They never want to be here. And they don't know if they can forgive themselves for what they've done. And with, like, fight, I don't know if they want to fight you. Or not like fight you in like a, oh yeah, but it's kind of like with fighting, they're like, yeah, like, you stood up and fought me. I don't want to be in this boat ever again. Yeah, they're like, I never want to be this person again. But again, my guys are like, but they really don't want you to leave. So, anyways, y'all, that was your reading. I'm gonna go probably cry. um, thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you liked this reading, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you'd like a personal reading about this, links are in the descriptions down below. And I'm wishing you guys the best healing. Okay, I gotta pull a card for you guys to be like, what's coming next? Like, what can you guys do to heal? I can't leave you guys on that kind of a note because your spirit guide team seemed very excited. And I'm like, why is everyone so dang depressed and why is spirit excited? Because it's like, if anything, I'm hearing it's about forward movement, but it's gonna be a surprise and you're gonna be like shocked about how it plays out. We've got the wall, obstacles, number 56. Let's go ahead and see what the booklet says. Okay. It says, there are moments in your life when you are so geared up, so sure that you are on track, with such drive and momentum, wow, that you are shocked and confused when you encounter a wall. This unpredictability occurred outside your ability to plan, regardless of if you've done everything right, in alignment with the divine. It's imperative that you change your attitude now. This temporary roadblock is not an obstacle to blast through. This is not an invitation to push harder, cancel other plans, or worry about who will win or lose. This is a stopping point to enable you to slow down and contemplate the part of the manifesting equation that you and everyone else forgets. Life's on life's terms will override your best laid plans. Yes, as inconvenient as it may seem, this experience is an important reminder that you are a human being, not a human doing. Perhaps you're being reminded of your mortality, or that you are but a small part of a bigger universe where your destiny intersects with others. Your life may be meant to serve another purpose at this moment, and your attention meant to be directed elsewhere. Consider that this place of temporary non-action is exactly meant to be for you. Perhaps it's because all you desire and have set in motion needs time to coalesce into form on the other side. Could it be that all the elements are not yet in place for its manifestation to be for the highest good of all? Patience is required now, and the wisdom that this might be a great time to take a break and contemplate gratitude. What is truly yours will never be walled off from you. Aww. That was oddly hopeful and indirect, but I'm not going to interpret that. Because I think that was a really great synopsis of this reading. You know? Because what's meant for you will find you. And, yeah, I think everyone just needs to sit and pray on it and heal and find themselves again. But, don't go. Okay? Anyways, I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.